Hola, este vídeo fue sacado de los directos de Twitch, en donde transmito actualmente de jueves a domingo de 6 o 7 de la noche, hora Perú. Sígueme en mis redes sociales para estar informado. Ahora sí o sí, disfruta el vídeo.
Y Dani está rimando. Y está diciendo, no es rima, solo quiero gastar mis coins, jaja.
Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems.
Algo me dice que en Sumeru saben mucho, algo me dice que en Sumeru saben demasiado, pero que están menos informados, creo.
One person in this entire city who cares about Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh?
Hay coincidencias.
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself.
Soy Dunyarsat.
One of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
Oye, ahora,
Whoa, really?
qué coincidencia.
Then do you know how we can meet with her?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon.
¿Podrías
Sure.
contárnosla?
It goes like this.
Claro, cuenta la leyenda que hace mucho tiempo llegó a oídos de un hombre una profecía que predecía de que un desastre se cenía sobre él.
The man sought out the
como
Dendro
estaba
Archon in
ante
hopes
su
that she would
destino.
bless him with
El
the
hombre decidió
wisdom to
pedir
help him
ayuda a su
escape
Arconte
his
Dendro
predicament.
para que le
The man
ayudase.
journeyed across deserts and through
Y era muy
and experienced tribulations
muy
of every
rápido
kind.
lo están narrando.
However, he still couldn't find any trace of the Dendro Archon. In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice but to sorrowfully resign to his fate.
Okay, and then what happened?
¿Qué pasó
And then
después?
the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. By relying on his own strength, he managed to overcome the adversity. At that moment, a bird perched on his shoulder.
Un pajarillo
This bird was,
que posó sobre su
in
lomo.
fact, an
Aquel
avatar of
animalito
the
era la
Dendro
mismísima
Archon.
Arconte Dendro.
She said,
Y le dijo,
"Oh, Archon Seeker, do you now
tú que buscas el Arconte, ahora lo entiendes, ella y su sabiduría han estado siempre contigo.
Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long as you continue to think and ponder, we'll be wherever you go."
Wow, creo que es una historia de mucho secretismo. Mucho secretismo y hay mucho de secretismo, pero que no le subió mucho, pero bueno, es una historia.
Thanks for the story!
Creo.
Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
In a way, it seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Archon's avatars.
Patar.
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali, can you tell us anything else about her?
Of course. So did you two know that, I'm terribly sorry,
¿Qué pasó?
but
¿Qué
it
pasó?
seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
¿Por qué enfocó a estas personas? ¿Por qué enfocó a estas personas? ¿Qué pasó?
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened?
Oye, el viajero sí se dio cuenta. Tal vez tenga que ver con esos
It looks like
tipos.
they're searching for someone. Dunyarzad was acting super nervous just now. You think they're looking for her? This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanali. We can't let them get in the way now. Let's see if we can get rid of them. Then we
Y
can
luego
head
vamos
to
a buscar a
Dunyarzad.
Dunyarzad.
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Eso fue rápido. Vienen hacia nosotros.
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction?
Yeah, she went that way.
La dirección
Quick,
equivocada.
after her.
Dirección equivocada. ¿Y esto qué tiene de esto? Irónicamente. Esperen. Que hay un agujero de trama. Un agujero de trama. Utilizaron esto que tiene forma de hoja para encontrarla fácilmente. Si le están buscando. Pregunto, ¿no? En busca de la diosa de Dukjat.
thought you might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
Ella también lo tiene. Es como una especie de rastreador.
We threw those people looking for you off
Agujero de
the
guión o agujero de trama,
Really?
creo yo.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believe there's still more of them out there. Uh-oh. Looks like there's some coming this way.
Y un montón.
More of them? Then what are we standing here for? Run!
Corran
No,
insensatos.
wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run.
Escondámonos en algún lugar.
Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to. They probably wouldn't expect me to hide in a place like that.
All right, let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye out for anyone.
Ok, entra a la taberna. Pero lo más irónico es pues que pueden utilizar este aparato, el aparato que tienen. Así se puede localizarla. Ironía que hacerme a la vista. Dios, sí. Entremos. Así que en Sumeru también hay una taberna. Eso sí no lo sabía. Ya, qué chévere. Ya, qué bonito.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait,
Uy.
stand down, dear.
Uy. A la madre, eso fue rápido. A la madre, eso fue demasiado rápido. ¿Qué fue?
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching for me.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Wait a sec. Who the heck are
¿Tú
you?
quién eres
Why
para
are
echarnos
you
así?
shooing us away?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound.
Guardaespaldas.
My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are worrying themselves sick.
And if I refuse to go with you?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Hey!
Ay, vaya.
Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. Why are you still pushing her?
Stay out of this. You don't understand the
No
situation.
lo entendería.
Sorry,
Es como
my lady.
no lo
Even
entendería.
though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers. I have to answer to them.
Ya voy a
How
responderte a
much?
ellos.
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple? Give me some time and I'll get that much.
My lady, this isn't about Mora.
No se trata de dinero.
I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles. That's why I'm
Por
here
eso estoy
looking for
aquí,
you.
no solo porque
Sure,
sonaron
it's an
directo,
order from my
sino porque
employer,
personalmente creo que es lo
but my
correcto.
conscience was also telling me it's the right thing to do. And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you, don't be stubborn.
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being stubborn right now are my parents. And they know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. They still won't accept reality. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us a long time already. This should be old news to you.
De
Yeah,
ella.
I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's someone else in this world I'm also
Pero hay alguien
grateful
con
to,
más que estoy en
because she
deuda.
saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have for my parents. This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do something meaningful.
Ok.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Yes, I'm sure.
Un
At least-
Yasat.
Fine, I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect your determination, not because I agree with you.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up. And I even brought up your payment in such an offensive way.
Hay cosas
Don't
que no
worry about
entiendo.
it, my lady.
Hay
I did
muchas
say that
cosas
I like
que
Mora.
no se entienden muy.
Besides, that's our next topic of
Bienvenido a stream
conversation.
Demon
Today's
2.
little excursion caused
Bienvenido.
such a
¿Qué tal?
ruckus
¿Cómo
that
te va?
every single bodyguard at the estate was
Bienvenido
deployed.
Demon 2.
It wouldn't be easy to hide things from your old man. Since this definitely
Saludos a
won't be your
distancia.
last escapade,
¿Qué
here's
tal?
a little
¿Cómo te
tip.
va?
You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone
Buenas,
to
Demon.
cover you for
Buenas,
when you're out
Demon.
and
¿Qué
about.
tal? ¿Cómo te va?
So, I'll let you hire me, my lady.
Yeah.
This way, everyone wins.
Bien
As for
aquí
the pay,
pasando la
let's
historia
say
de Genshin Impact.
half of what your father
Que
paid
sí, es
me.
muy,
We
hasta
can settle
el
the
momento
bill
parece
when
muy
you return to the
interesante.
estate.
Muy interesante la historia. Historieta.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
Dunsan, ¿estás bien? Un poco.
I'm fine, really.
Sí, está.
I just feel a little tired now that things have calmed
Sí,
down.
sí,
My
actualmente
lady, stop
estoy,
trying to look tough.
actualmente
We're already in a
se está
tavern, so
pasando
let's
bien la
rest up and
historia.
grab some grub.
Sí,
I'm
sí,
sorry
sí,
for worrying you too. If you
entiendo.
don't mind, I'd like for you to join
Yo
us.
recientemente estoy en esta parte.
After you rest up, we want to hear more about Lesser Lord
Sí,
Kusanagi.
literalmente estoy así, tipo así enganchado, de verdad. Estoy así, tipo observando. Oye, se sentó.
Well, if
¿Qué
it
tenemos
isn't
aquí?
Dia, haven't
Oye, ahora
seen
lo
you
conoce,
in
oye, ahora lo
nearly
conoce muy
half a
bien.
year. Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now. Don't you find that kind of work boring?
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
La
You
carta.
got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you very often. We'll be sure to
O sea
prepare
que es
our
muy
very best.
importante. O sea que es
Thank
muy
you, sir,
importante,
but
no lo
there's
sabía.
no need. I don't have a lot of mora on me, and I really ought to save
Es muy,
as much
ella,
as
es muy
I can.
ella es muy importante.
But please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
No te preocupes, cualquier cosa nos viene bien. No podría aceptarlo, deja que pague yo.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now? Aw, Paimon kinda wanted to try something fancy, but we aren't exactly loaded.
No sabemos las
Paimon will settle for something ordinary.
How about our coconut charcoal cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look,
Miren,
other
si son
customers
clientes
over
también.
there are eating
A la
some
madre,
now.
pero hay algo curioso que noté en el juego. Y es porque, miren, si se visualiza bien, la comida es extremadamente grande, literalmente. Miren, necesitas un burrito. Qué chévere, un burrito y un limón grande. ¿De verdad existirá ese tamaño? Pero como se comenta, si la comida es grande, es mucho mejor. Es lo que puedo decir, creo. Es lo que puedo decir.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass.
Pero si te he visto comer slimes.
A ver, ¿qué pasó?
What do you have against my slime dishes?
La espera comida vuelven a echarla sobre la
Good
reina
news,
menor
Dad.
Kusanagi.
We asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanagi. So, what made you want to follow her?
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
Huh? Really?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time,
Así que
my
pasa
illness
mayor
had kept me
parte del
bedridden
tiempo
for the better
en
part
la
of the year.
cama.
I was stuck inside and couldn't make
Siento
any
lo posible
friends, and my
tenía que
parents did their
comer.
best to find treatments for
Para
me.
amistad con los-
But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information.
Uy,
My younger self no longer had any
Yo tenía
hopes or
yo-
dreams. One flare-up
yo
was
ya
so bad
tenía
that I
sueños o
was in a
esperanza alguna.
semi-conscious state
Una
for
vez tenía
several
tanta
days.
fiebre que estuve semiconsciente durante varios días.
Then one night,
¿Es posible?
I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. Even if I cried, there was no sound.
La música no ayuda mucho de fondo, pero esta es una historia triste, creo.
At that moment,
Creo.
an ethereal
No
voice
creo.
spoke
Creo, yo
in my
supongo.
mind. Junior's
No tengas miedo,
Don't
dura
be
Sars.
scared.
No llores más. ¡Oyara! ¡Oyara! ¡Oye, qué loco!
Don't be
¡Oyara,
scared.
qué loco!
You don't have to cry.
¡Oyara, qué loco!
Who are you? How do you know my name?
¿Sabes mi nombre?
How do I explain this?
Al muy estilo
You might
anime.
not be able to understand.
Chévere.
Actually, I know everything about you. Really? Of course.
Ella, el estilo anime.
I know that you're scared of thunder, that you hate taking medicine every morning, and that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt. Wow, you really do know everything.
Es muy estilo anime.
Dinner's odd. Is there anything you want?
¿Tienes algún deseo?
What?
¿Deseo?
Not really. I can't go anywhere or
Ni
do
hacer
anything.
nada.
Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want, and maybe...
Entonces,
Can you make my illness go away? Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful
con
enough
mi
to do
poder
that
actual,
right now.
lo siento, con mi poder actual me temo que no podría. Entonces,
Can you be my friend?
¿podrías ser mi amiga?
After that, the
Wow.
voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Teyvat. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat.
¿Crees que era el Arconte? ¿Crees que era la menor Kusanali?
Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that
Si no
voice,
hubiese
I
sido
would
por
have never
aquella
grown
vez, yo no
curious
habría
about the
sentido
outside
tanto interés
world.
por el mundo.
Nor would I have learned how to read and
Habría
enjoy so
aprendido a
many books.
disfrutar de la lectura.
That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have been the Dendro Archon. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zerus festival for her.
¿Día del Sub-Zerus?
What's the Sub-Zerus festival?
Sub-Zerus, ¿qué es eso?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's
Es el
birthday.
cumpleaños de la
which
reina
was the day that she
Kusanali.
was found by the
Coincide con
sages.
el día en que los sabios la encontraron.
It's actually an old holiday that originally
Originalmente es un
celebrated
festival
Greater
antiguo
Lord
que
Rukadabata's
celebra el
birthday.
cumpleaños de la reina
When she
Kusanali.
passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the Lesser Lord's birthday. I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, the festival was a huge deal. But because of the academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the festival. The academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukadabata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zerus festival, forget any funding. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukadabata's death. So they're reluctant to celebrate it.
Aw, but that's awful.
It is. It's absolutely sure the Greater Lord founded Sumeru. But hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly protecting us for the past few hundred years?
Just remember that we're still out in public. Don't get too carried away now.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zerus festival to this day. But I hadn't met any of them before, so I was never able to contribute. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Pero hace poco conocí una chica que vive allí y que también es una gran devota de la gran
I gave her my
Arconte.
savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu?
Nilo.
The one who sends flowers to the estate?
Nilo.
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arms. Did you give her something?
Nilo.
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared, so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today and see how things are coming along.
Sure, that's quite the trip though. I'll carry you.
El Gran Bazar.
No, that would be too much, even for you.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then
Además, si
I
llegamos
really
a
never
ocurrir
hear the
algo,
end
su
of it
pareja
from the
me
father.
perdonaría. ¿Podemos
But
acompañarlas?
of course. And Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Devoto de Kusanali. Por esta zona y acá. ¿Lo he visto bien? Vamos caminando.
Sorry I'm late, Nilu.
Oh,
Nilo.
Zod. It was taking you so long that I assumed you got trapped at home, but you made it in the end. Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that, but everything worked out. She's on our side.
Not completely.
Oh, and who are these two?
Oh,
Yara.
meet the Traveler and Paimon, my two newest
Super y my
friends.
mom.
They're visitors who just arrived at Sumeru City and are looking for information on
So you're followers from another land?
En realidad no son... Así es, se podría decir. Bueno, no sabría cómo... Bueno, sinceramente esto no tiene palabras. Así es.
That's wonderful. You two absolutely mustn't miss the Sub-Zerus festival. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started decorating the Grand Bazaar. It looks spectacular. Thanks to your generous contribution.
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do. Do you still have enough Mora?
Probably? But don't sweat it. We've already finished renovating the stage. Come on, I'll show you.
En busca de la diosa de la sabiduría. Oigan, qué loco, oigan, qué loco. Se está conociendo poco a poco más personajes. Vamos por aquí.
Wow! This place is amazing!
Esto me recuerda mucho a Lillard.
bad. Huh. Last time I was here, the stairs were full of holes.
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. Mr. Zubair was worried sick. We reported it to the academia many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it. We didn't want anything bad happening, so we were going to
¿Por
cancel
qué no
all the
vinieron a
stage
alegrarlo?
performances.
Oh, probably because it was the theater asking.
The academia looks down on performers like us. They probably think it would be best if the theater closed down completely.
Como los de la academia menosprecian a los que nos dedicamos al arte. Les encantaría vernos bajar el telón para siempre. Pucha madre. O sea, son gente que, o sea, básicamente hay gente que no le gusta el arte. Pucha madre, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? y eso que a mí me gusta dibujar, que también se dice arte. A mí también me gusta dibujar.
We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the theater go hungry, but then we wouldn't be able to hold the Sub-Zerus festival anymore. Thank the Dendro
Pero
Arconte
cuando te lo
for
pague,
doing
y
this.
sin work.
With the more she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree, and we also gave the stage a much-needed make. The stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time. I can't wait for you to see it.
And I can't wait to see you on the stage. You've been practicing so long already. It's almost time for your dream to become reality.
It's our dream. I'll do my best for the two of us. Nilu, what are you gonna be doing at the festival?
She'll be dancing the dance of Sub-Zerus, the most important performance at the Sub-Zerus festival.
Dunyarzad, have you told him the origin of this holiday?
¿Ya le contaste el significado del
I
festival?
only told them about the Greater Lord and Lesser Lord so far.
Una mayor y una menor.
Okay. Then I'll tell you two about how this holiday came to be.
Hoy más historia.
According to legend,
Cuenta la leyenda que en un principio el festival era conocido como Día del Sub-Zerus.
a long, long time ago,
Tiempo
on
durante
one
un
of Greater
cumpleaños.
Lord Rukadevata's birthdays, her friends threw her a celebratory banquet. Some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing, so the goddess of flowers began to dance. As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful parisaras began to bloom wherever she stepped. Those brilliant purple flowers became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored, "Oh, if only time could stop at this very moment."
Parece que se lo pasaron ligeramente bien. Da una sensación de un tanto agridulce.
Of course they did. When people mention the gods, they always think of the Archon War. But Sumeru's gods also had
Y
happy
los
times.
arcontes.
Although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. This outfit I'm wearing is apparently based on how the goddess of flowers looked. Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day.
Nilu, you of all people will definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendro Archon. I also noticed that you went the extra mile and scattered patisaras around the stage.
They symbolize the goddess of flowers, after all. It's just a shame that all the real patisaras went extinct after her death.
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth patisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful purple.
Thinking about the goddess of flowers dance makes me wish I could have seen it. If my stage were anything like that, I'd be thrilled if I had just 2 real patisaras. So, Traveler and Paimon, what do you think? Interested in the Sub-Zero's festival?
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday. It'll be a good opportunity for you to learn more.
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea.
Y no será que lo que hice porque quieres divertirte, quieres ver a Nilo bailar, ¿cierto? bueno, no tengo, bueno, estas dos sí o sí tienen buena respuesta.
Of course Paimon wants to watch. Those 2 things aren't mutually exclusive.
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zero's festival together?
Es una promesa.
Dinner's odd. Let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Traveler and Paimon, if that doesn't sound interesting to you, everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord Kusanali, and we're all looking forward to the Sub-Zero's festival. In that case, we'll take a look around.
Entonces hemos dado una vuelta. Así que todo este escenario es para celebrar a la diosa Kusanali, a la mejor dicho a la reina menor.
Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy, that's for sure. I bet this year's festival will be one to remember. I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance. 2 things that the academia doesn't particularly... Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. The fragrances are longer lasting and they're gentler on your skin and... I mean, that's what I've heard at least.
Yara es un perro que se llama Sulcán. ¡Qué loco! Sulcán. Aú. Es un cantante nato. Aú. No sé, literalmente me sonó familiar ese tono.
What's with your yellow hair? And why do your clothes look so funny? Are you an outlander? Did you know that the Sub-Zero's festival is about to happen? There'll be loads of fun things to do at the festival. But the best part is when Ferris, the Knight of Flowers... El Caballero de las Flores. El Caballero de las Flores. Ok, estamos yendo por todas las zonas.
Ah, dancing at the Sub-Zero's festival. You know, I also danced when I was younger. As a child, I even asked my grandmother why we performed the dance for the Lesser Lord when it was originally done to honor the great... My grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored by all. And Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. If the Goddess of Flowers ever knew Lesser Lord... The Sub-Zero's festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor stepped in this year and brought the festival back to life.
No, la madre. Todo es sorprendente, de verdad. Todo es sorprendente. Creo que cada personaje brilla por su personalidad. Ya sea NPC o ya sea personaje jugable. Cada uno brilla su personalidad.
Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumeru City has the best of everything. Some festival snacks are only offered here in the Grand Bazaar.
Exclusivos.
And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaar's got the best of the best. Sure, those folks at the academia might
Puede ser que a la
not like
academia no le
it,
guste,
but
pues sería un
what's a
festival sin
without
música.
song and
Pues sería un
dance?
festival sin música y danza.
Nilu, your outfit looks amazing. There's also something different about you from...
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to my dress for the festival. See?
Wow, did you sew all that yourself?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes.
El señor Su va a
Did
ir.
you know that Mr. Zubair not only can make costumes, but props too? I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off that crown over there. Would you like to try it on?
May I?
Of course. The legends say that the goddess of flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect that. Dunyazad, you look absolutely stunning with it on. It's like I'm looking at the goddess of flowers herself.
Ok, no he visto, pero ok, no he visto cómo se lo colocaba, pero bueno.
Hey, is that who Paimon thinks it is?
Oye, está Catherine.
Like
Oye, ella es Catherine. Es la primera vez que veo a Catherine salir de su puesto. Y qué loco. Es la primera vez que veo a Catherine salir de su puesto de trabajo. Qué loco.
Come to think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild.
Es cierto.
This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break.
No, eso es cierto.
Hey, Catherine.
Eso es muy cierto, de verdad. Eso es muy cierto.
Oh, hey! It's the Traveler and Paimon! What's shaken?
Whoa, break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon was still waiting for her to say Ad Astra Avatar.
Sí, yo también.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild doesn't require any complicated function. But saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. Like watching the same Fontaine movie day after day.
Ok, eso ha sido algo extraño, ¿se podría comentar?
But take you two, for example. You travel across Teyvat to enrich your lives and gain new experiences.
Well, we enjoy traveling across Teyvat and all that, but we're mainly looking for clues about his sister.
Yes, you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking for aren't necessarily at our intended destination.
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently?
A mí no me suena.
Anyways, what brings you out here, Catherine?
¿A ti también te gusta el festival Sapsurus?
No, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. If festivals bring happiness to everyone, then that's where their true value lies. Oh, it looks like it's about time for me to be heading back now.
All right, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us with the Eremites. We've already made some great friends in Sumeru City thanks to you.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here. You've already been blessed by the element of Dendro after all.
Elemento Dendro.
See you around.
Yara, literalmente es la primera vez que veo a Catherine salir de su puesto. Pero al final...
There's something really different about Catherine today.
Hey, Traveler. Paimon.
Es cierto, fue algo inusual y algo tanto diferente, se podría comentar.
Oh, hey, Dia. What's going on?
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali, and she's been trying to come up with a way to help you.
Are you serious? We'd love that!
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need to take you two somewhere and ask someone some questions. My lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest. After I take my lady home, let's meet...
Sounds like a plan! Let's head over to the Citadel.
Vamos a subir la regla y esperar nomás. Ok. Dirígete a la entrada de la ciudad de las reglas y espera a Deja.
Sorry, I'm late. It took some convincing for the master and mistress to believe that Miss Dunyazad was only sitting in the port for a while because she... Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyazad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't...
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia. Who would have thought you had such a soft spot for Dunya...
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I work for whoever's paying.
Eso me recuerda al orgullo. Eso me recuerda al orgullo. Eso me recordó algo al orgullo de Vegeta. Algo.
Listen, you two. I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if the person I know has a way for you two to meet with the Lesser Lord.
¿Con la reina menor? Al fin de cuentas, al final sí se va a obtener respuestas.
Oh, hey, Chief.
Y estamos de regreso a la zona.
Ha, Dia. What are you doing here? And well, didn't expect to see you three together.
I take it you all know it.
We met this morning after the Adventurers Guild pointed us to Osfond for more info.
Esta mañana, pero si la mañana fue
No
ayer.
kidding.
Irónico.
So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these two out by asking about the theft. Anything you can tell him?
Rukshaw's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumeru City to begin bolstering its defenses, so people from all over have been called back to the city. Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose
Appreciate it, Chief.
Theft?
¿Un robo?
Sorry, what the heck are you guys talking?
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case might just somehow help you in meeting her.
Hace poco la Academia perdió algo que parece estar relacionado con Arconte Dendro. Creo que podría ser una oportunidad para que la conozcan.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask me, the case is more about the Academia than anything else. Let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village. Word got out, and the convoy was robbed on its way back. The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the search for leads. All we know so far is that whatever was stolen is currently in Port Ormos.
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumeru. You can travel there by leaving Sumeru City and heading. The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back, meaning the population's also a mixed bag.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the gods. I'm afraid I don't have any other. If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice, try introducing yourselves.
Deberían presentarse como estudiante de la academia. Como estudiante de la academia. Pero si yo todavía estoy en la etapa de estudiante. Irónico. Irónico, ¿verdad? Aún todavía estoy en la etapa de estudiante.
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students are in Sumeru City, you know. Why should they pretend to be students in Port...
If you're also interested, just go there and see what happens.
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do here for the Homayani family. And take it from me, if you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. Let's just say that the Eremites there aren't nearly as friendly as... There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumeru for the Scarlet King."
Sumeru y para el Rey Escarlata.
More joining their movement. They're becoming a real headache for Chief and the others.
You bet they are. The Scarlet King's been dead for thousands of years. Now they start spreading rumors.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandoned their... Well, Traveler, that's about all the information we have for you.
Thanks, Dia! And you too, Osfond! Since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City, let's head to Port Ormos and see what we can find next.
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival, so be sure to get yourselves back here in time for that.
Volveremos a tiempo.
Good. Then we'll see you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival.
Dirígete al puerto de los Ormos. Y fuimos más rápido en teleport que caminando.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all.
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Well, guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumeru. Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but... Ooh. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on.
Algo que se robaron.
Osman told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying
Es
we're
cierto.
Academia
No
students
pienso más
and
sospechoso yendo
asking
por
about
ahí
the
diciendo
stolen
que somos
item?
estudiantes de la calle y preguntando por el objeto robado. Eso sí es cierto.
Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon...
Bueno, eso sí es cierto, Sería muy sospechoso de que alguien preguntase siempre lo mismo y que al final todos se estén alzando la voz, preguntándose si son estudiantes o no. Eso sí sería muy raro.
Welcome. How can I help you too?
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come...
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port almost. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the Academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the Academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos.
El Puerto
So
Ormos
students
ofrece
and
un
researchers
hermoso
come flocking here when things get to
paisaje
be
y
too
un
much at
ambiente
the
libre de
Academia.
estrés. Algunos incluso dicen que da buena suerte venir a Puerto Ormos, por lo que los estudiantes e investigadores acuden en masa a este lugar en cuando las cosas se ponen demasiado complicadas en la academia. Algún día tiene que ir a ese lugar.
Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the Academia.
Lucen un poco
They've
preocupados.
been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be discussing something. Let's see if we can listen in.
Entonces así como viste. Espía la conversación entre los estudiantes de la academia. ¿Vale? Vamos a ello.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about the Scarlet King and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Rexar is starting to get fed up with
Resurrección.
What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Akhmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the Academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, I've heard that Ein al-Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that?
Un nicho de investigación
A niche
conscientemente
field of
rebuscada.
research and shady knowledge?
Ciertamente, sea lo que sea que hayan robado lo de la academia, está relacionado con el conocimiento. Como ese viejo dicho, el conocimiento es poder.
So, what's our plan?
Vayamos a Tamayafar. Probemos suerte con los eremitas.
Wait, didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 mora. Have you lost your mind?
No lo dejaréis fácilmente si resulta ser una estafa.
Oh, all right. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of mora. But if you know what you're doing...
No, ya, o sea, hay que estafar para después ser estafados, porque el que resulta ser estafado será el que será estafado. Hasta es un juego de palabras. Irónico, ¿verdad? Irónicos. Irónico, la verdad. Ser estafado y después ser estafado. Pero el que estafa será estafado. Vayamos por esta zona, Por acá y por acá, por acá. El trigo es lo que se consume mucho. Tal vez sea por el pollo. Taberna de ve a la taberna Jafar. No estuvo tan lejos. Creo.
This is the place we heard those students talking about. Let's find a seat somewhere and see if we can spot the group they mentioned.
Se sientan y esperan un rato. Yo estoy sentado.
Oh, you've arrived. Please take a seat.
Y está volando.
They think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of the Scarlet King, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of more this time. So
how can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick mora?
Yeah, with boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our
All these guys talk about is the
El Rey Escarlata.
So they're probably the ones we're looking for.
El Rey Escarlata.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata.
That
traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when the Scarlet King exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
La reina mayor que era la traidora. La reina mayor Rukadevata traidora.
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chip.
Preguntan información sobre los eremitas. Nombres complicados aquí. Un poco complicados de verdad.
Who are you?
Pero sí
What
se
do you
pueden
want?
decir. Soy un estudiante de la
A
academia.
student? What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos?
Estoy buscando sobre cierta cosa.
Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Te doy 500,000 moras.
Paimon can't stand to see so much more go. There's no other choice right now.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Well, what are you waiting for?
Dinero fácil. Tengo una pregunta
That's
más.
right. We heard you mention the Scarlet King just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're archaeology students.
Sí se friega.
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of the Scarlet King. Years ago, the Scarlet King founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day
Mucho más
Sumeru.
avanzada que la
The
actual.
Scarlet King was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the traitor?
Greater Lord Ruka Devata,
La
yes.
reina
That
Ruka
shameless
Devata.
wretch destroyed the Scarlet King's
Ruka Devata, le dije bien, al
civilization,
fin.
and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the academia to cover up the truth of her actions and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. The Scarlet King isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection. Mark my words, our God shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true God will suffer retribution to... If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of the Scarlet King.
El rey escalata volver. ¿Puedes contarnos más sobre la profecía?
I don't have anything to say to you academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached...
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
¡Uy, no! Farsante. Dijo farsantes.
You again? Deranged academia lunatic.
Lunático de la academia.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this, hmm?
O sea que he perdido 500,000 moras solo por información falsa. ¿Y qué rayos? ¿Qué estafa? Otra vez.
I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
No quiere hablar contigo.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not...
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Teyvat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling. I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in the future.
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Si estás preparado para si tanto deseas morir, reunamos dentro de una semana en el muelle frente al faro de Pharos a las 4 de la tarde. No nos contendremos esta vez.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 mora to them.
Eso, justicia. Uf, casi se roban las 500,000 moras que se le dio.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it? Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it.
Tiene una misión dentro.
Consider the meal compensation for our silence.
Me interesa.
I'd say you're getting an
Una
excellent
visión
deal.
dentro. Me interesa.
Oh, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, plus he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. Let's catch up with him and ask some questions.
Y ahora, qué loco.
He went that way. After him.
Please, just leave. Forget the cost of the meal. Just...
Olvida como que si no hubiera pasado. Oye, pero qué poco personaje, oye, pero qué épico. Mira, qué épico. Y nos salvó y me devolvió las moras. Justito. Que es un juego, pero aún así. Álense.
What do you want?
Gracias por ayudarnos.
No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. We're even. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass you again in the future. All right. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about. Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about certain something, no?
Su peinado, el peinado del pata me resulta muy familiar. El peinado. O sea, no se le ven los ojos. Literalmente no se le ven los ojos.
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that?
Soy un estudiante de la academia.
A student. Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Quizá podría negociar y llegar a un acuerdo. Sé una o dos cosas sobre pelear.
Huh? Oh, yeah! He's really strong. Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
He doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
No sabe con quién trata, de verdad.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from from guys like that. Those high-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting. Even if you don't go alone, you won't regret taking us with you.
¿La habrá convencido?
All right.
Eso fue rápido.
I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, I'll give you one of their addresses, and you can try. We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
Sí, porque decir la cosa esa o la cosa ya es muy difícil ya de mencionarse.
You were willing to part with 500,000 Mora for something and you didn't even know what it was? Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too.
Parece que es un tipo de conocimiento.
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
¿Y ahora qué es esto?
Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks like some kind of...
This is a knowledge capsule.
Cápsula de conocimiento.
To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha.
Como una casa en miniatura, pero esa cosa es grandote. Esa cosa es grandote. Como que miniatura.
Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents.
En conoceró, o sea, básicamente como super cerebro. Es lo que yo entendí. O sea, básicamente si obtienes ese objeto, obtienes una gran inteligencia. Super cerebro o megamente.
Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing!
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by the Akasha and wish to change their fate. Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, The valuable ones are a means to Mora for the Eremites. Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up.
Wow. He oído que la academia ha perdido algo recientemente. Tal vez la academia perdió una cápsula de conocimiento.
Ah, so that's your true objective.
Quiero saber más sobre eso.
With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer.
Quizás podemos añadir una cláusula adicional.
You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people.
Oye, qué irónicos personajes, de verdad. Busco un lugar tranquilo para seguir hablando con Alasen. Bueno, ya tienen la E. Alasen.
Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help me with something. I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant. Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell. She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia. I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust. This is my condition for further collaboration. Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges.
Fine. So how do we go about doing this?
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact password. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
Ah, la improvisación. La improvisación es lo mío. La improvisación es lo mío. Es lo mío. Improvisar. Improvisar cada palabra siempre lleva consigo alguna consecuencia.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
But we only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time. We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad.
That's true. Have you two heard of
Visión elemental. Puedo usarla.
Oh, that's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Anyway, that ability should resolve your issue.
Visión elemental.
Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
A ver, aquí hay 2 cápsulas de conocimiento. ¿Puedes detectar cuál es la diferencia de su calidad? Pero, pucha, son iguales. ¿Cómo voy a diferenciarlos?
They look the same to Paimon.
Bueno, sí, no hay mucha diferencia.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
Oye, ahora, uno mayor que otro.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Uno es más mayor, ambas emiten un brillo verde. La de la izquierda brilla con más intensidad.
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight.
O sea que el que brilla más es el correcto.
That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the Mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any Mora left over, just keep it. Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your effort...
Matra?
La Matra.
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like I said, the Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time.
Estoy dispuesto a correr el riesgo. Estoy dispuesto a correr el
Okay,
riesgo.
then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikela Funduk. We'll have an open discussion then.
Looking at what Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a trader near Old Ormos. Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
La Matra. Icónica palabra.
Hello. What are you two looking to buy?
Queremos comprar unos frutos crudos. Queremos comprar algunos frutos ahora sin madurar.
What a unique palate. We have unripe hara fruits, but we usually keep them in the back. I'll have someone escort you.
Following the paper got us past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe hara fruits. Show them to the warehouse.
Got it. You two, please follow me.
¿Qué? ¿Me dieron qué? ¿Me dieron papel?
You two have a
¿Qué? ¿Me dieron qué? ¿Me dieron un papel? No me di cuenta. ¿Que me han dado un papel? No me di cuenta. No me di cuenta. ¿Me han dado un papel? Yo ni me di cuenta. ¿Qué es este? Se congeló. ¿Querés comprar algunos frutos? Harán sin madura. Pedirle al informante que te lleve con Dory. Lleva una flor funeraria. Buscar conocimiento encapsulado. Lleva una rosa Sumeru. Comprar productos ilegales. Ratón cliente. A la madre. O sea, lo hice la primera, yo hice la champa. La primera hice la champa. Ni sabía que tenía que hacer eso. Comprar productos ilegales, ratón cliente. Caracal platuido matra. Ser llevado por ratones. Existencias agotadas. Ser llevado por caracales. Ser incautado por la matra. Empacar al estilo de la ciudad de Sumeru. Comprar una cantidad pequeña. Empacar al estilo de Puerto Ormos. Comprar al por mayor. Un cliente hábil corresponde a fruto ara que provoca mareos y un cliente sabio corresponde a fruto ara que provoca insolencia. Y eso solamente pasa con tan solo comprar esos frutos ara sin madurar. ¿Tanto así? Nuevo. ¿Qué es esto? Ah, creo que sé qué es. Que comprar algunos ara. Vale, solamente.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru Rose means common merch. No, look again. We're obviously wearing mourning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
Yo ni lo entendí.
The warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me.
Camina muy rápido. Siga Raunak hasta el almacén. Ahora sí.
Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice.
Por favor, discúlpeme, pero es posible que hoy no tengamos suficientes para ustedes. Los ratones se llevan muchos de nuestros ara. Lo siento por ustedes.
Hold on. That's not right. Taken by mice means they sold out.
Ah, rayos.
I'm sorry. But as things currently stand, we won't be able to fulfill you.
He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer look at the paper that Al-Haytham gave us. Ok,
esto se puso más complicado. Queréis comprar unos frutos ahora sin madurar. Pedirle al informante que te lleve con Dory. Llevar una flor funeraria. Buscar conocimiento encapsulado. Comprar productos legales ratón cliente. Vale, caracal patrullero matra. Se lleva por ratones. Existencias agotadas. Se lleva por caracales. Ser incautiva por la matra. Empacar al estilo de la ciudad de Sumeru. comprar una cantidad, no le veo mucha diferencia, creo. Ok, vamos a champear.
Before I retrieve your products, I need... please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice. Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Mario, continúe, por favor.
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating hara fruit that makes your head and ears ring sounds like a bad life decision.
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style?
A la champa. Al estilo... Desean que los empaque, vale, el estilo Sumeru, el estilo Puerto Ormos.
You two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package your products beautifully. Okay. Everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot! It's the Matra! Run!
¿La qué?
The Matra? Where? Oh, Hatham said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here.
¿La Matra? ¿Qué? Pero, ¿qué fue? ¿La Matra?
We don't know this area, so let's follow that informant.
Bueno, la Matra. Aquí está. Voy de frente. La Matra. No, vamos a la fuga.
Look, he's over there.
La fuga. A la fuga. Echen paja, la fuga. Corre, no te quedes atrás, no te quedes atrás. La fuga. Uf, nos salvamos.
If you're hiding from the Rishbaland tiger, come this way. Another password. Huh? Oh, that voice came from behind the building on the right.
Okay.
Here, over here. You can stop running now.
Yeah.
So you were the one who was calling out to us just now. But, are we definitely gonna be safe here?
These two good customers wish to buy some hara fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll just...
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Eso fue algo irónico y algo raro, pero bueno.
Wait, you're Dory? I'm unsure thought you'd look a whole lot scarier. Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. If you don't watch what you say, then you can forget about doing any business. But it seems you two have actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp. You don't really look like criminals or anything. Paimon's not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment, but we'll take it. I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces, no matter how much more they might have. Not only will they get caught by the Matra, but they'll also get us into trouble. As decent folks trying to run an honest business. We don't need any of that. Wouldn't you agree?
Trabajo honesto.
So that's why I prefer to have customers like you. It's your first time here, but don't worry, I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house with, please, knock yourself out. As long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all good.
¿Podemos ver la merca?
Ah, yes, of course. Go ahead. Help yourselves. Voila!
Wow.
She's a trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably be in serious trouble if the
La merca, creo que esta es la merca, creo.
What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested in your reasons for buying. I can, however, offer... Take this one, for example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilichurls. Only 3 people in all of Teyvat have ever studied it, making it extremely rare. It's on sale now for 350,000 Mora.
No sé, pero al parecer en sus ojos se le ve como la cara, como el símbolo del dinero.
Yeesh. I want to be an expert in that topic. Or how about the architectural styles and construction methods of Teyvat in the early Archon War
Al principio de la guerra de los Arcontes.
With this one, you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation and find an excellent, well-paying job in nearly any nation. Ooh, now this sounds like it could be useful. 2 million mora, and it's yours. No discounts. Whoa, that's a lot of... Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire. The contents and price of each knowledge capsule are indicated in small text on the body of each one. All right. Let's try the method that Al-Haytham mentioned.
La visión elemental. Pucha, todos son reales. Bueno, son 3. 1, 2, 3. Me llevo esta. Y esta. Y esta también.
Ah, you've really got a good head on your shoulders.
Me llevo eso, eso y eso. Todos son míos.
We'll take these, please and thank you.
Por favor y gracias, como siempre, como se comenta.
My, you are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are a rare breed. 1 in 100. No, 1 in 1,000 even. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 more and more, you can pick any knowledge capsule of your choice up to a value of 1 million.
Eso es como para inflar la bolsa, una super oferta, por así decirlo.
Say what now? Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole million.
No caigas en sus trucos para gastar más.
But all the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 mora. If we spend just a little more, we can get something worth 1 million. Think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, everything we bought belongs to Al-Haytham. Aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here. Don't you want to try it yourself?
Eres tú quien tiene curiosidad, Paimon. Simplemente quieres verme probarlo.
Come on, come on. We still have around 100,000 of Al-Haytham's mora left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you. Excellent. Then please, select from this fine collection of canned knowledge over here.
¿A la más?
Hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we wanted. Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million mora each. I'm sure discerning customers like yourselves will be able to find something to your liking. Please, take your time. Uh-oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again to check these.
Está bien, voy a echar un vistazo. A ver qué será. No hay ninguna. Lo sabía.
So, what did you see?
Todos parecen iguales de
So, they're all worth about the same amount?
Y se cayó redondito. Se ha caído redondito.
Well, anyway, the mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques, the art of growing spices, an overview of ancient runes. Oh, how about this one?
Técnica de espadas. 5, a ver, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
Not sure we'd ever find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right? Let's go with this one.
Lo que solamente te haga feliz, Paimon.
Dory, we'll take this one. All right, very
Justo.
good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days. So be sure to check back again soon. Whether it's canned knowledge or anything else you need, bring your mora to Dory.
Sí, también, incluso también ya me está apretando un poco los auriculares. Busca a Alison en la posada. ¿Qué es esto? Un ascensor. Una pública. El ascensor va así. El ascensor. No es descensor. A ver, el ascensor o escalera. Y aquí estamos.
You two made it. And from the looks on your faces, you were...
Whoa. There's so many people from the academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup?
Well, Wikelafunduk is under the Academia's control, so naturally the Academia has people working here. I came to Port Ormos under the pretense of conducting.
You're a pretty daring guy.
Eres un tipo bastante osado.
Relax. No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matra won't come here.
La Matra.
Okay, now, tell me how your encounter with Dory went.
Le cuentas a Alex lo que sucedió y le das las cosas de consumidor que compraste.
Did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost?
Before that, I have to ask. Why are you two so intent on tracking it down? You don't have to answer, of course.
Están buscando al Arconte Dendro.
Yeah, he just wants to meet the God of Wisdom and ask her about something important. We've been in Sumeru for a while now, but we still haven't found a way. When we heard that the Academia had lost something that might be related to the gods, we came here in case it turned out to be our lucky...
In that case, you're on the right track. A short while ago, the Academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine knowledge capsule. Use it, and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
Obtendré la sabiduría.
Wow, there's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we could learn how to meet the Dendro Archon? Ooh, or how to find your sister?
I highly doubt it has any mystical properties, but it does indeed exist. And it's right here, in Port Ormos.
So, where exactly?
That's what we need to find out next.
Tú también lo estás buscando, ¿verdad?
I won't deny that. I am investigating because I'm curious as to what the divine knowledge capsule truly is. As you know, the Eremites in Port Ormos also have their eyes on it. It is an extremely precious item. The knowledge contained within may bring great power or wealth. Several brigades have been vying for ownership of it as of late, but there is still no victor. My personal finances and connections cannot compete with those of the Eremites. After attempting various methods, I finally managed to reach a tentative agreement. I agreed to forego ownership of the divine knowledge capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. After all, however, there are those who are less amenable to negotiation, such as those from
Pero ojo del amar, hay más nombres
the
todavía.
knowledge capsule contains the Scarlet King's power, and that he will return to this world when they obtain it. They refuse to let anyone from the Academia tarnish their deity's soul.
So you kept hounding them because they refused to cooperate with you?
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. To that end, they've resorted to many methods more foul than fair in order to amass sufficient funds. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into negotiating with me.
Interesante.
The Divine Knowledge Capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Each brigade will place their own bid, and the prize will be covertly given to the winner. To ensure the capsule's security and to evade the Matra's notice, the winning brigade will not publicly disclose their victory. Unless I know whose hands the Divine Knowledge Capsule ends up in, my agreements with them will fall. Dory is the most reliable source of information, but that avenue was previously closed to me. With you on board now, this—
In other words, you wanted us to befriend Dory so you could find out where the Divine Knowledge Capsule is?
Yes, you can say that. But this arrangement harms none of us. The day after tomorrow, go back to Dory and try to purchase information on the Divine Knowledge Capsule's whereabouts. If she has no information, wait 2 days and approach her again.
2 días?
If I get
A
the
la madre.
opportunity to study the Divine Knowledge Capsule, I will relay my findings to you. Will that suffice as compensation?
Es exactamente lo que estoy buscando.
Okay. Then we'll meet up in 2 days.
Alhaitham, before you go, we actually bought a knowledge capsule for...
You two want to try using a knowledge capsule? Sure,
Yara.
I can teach you. Doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though. What do you say we head to the outskirts of—
¿Qué? Tan ya no se mueve. Oye, tan así es el juego, tan así es la causa de conocimientos en las afueras. A ver, la locura del conocimiento es poder. Porque literalmente, esto demuestra que el conocimiento es poder. El conocimiento es poder.
Alright, this place works. Show me the capsule you purchased.
Here.
Sword fighting techniques 8. Huh. a combat class knowledge capsule. This class is something of a rare find these days, since...
Really? Ah, yeah, what a great buy!
If you want to determine the efficacy of this capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. However, effects will likely be minimal if you already possess a high amount of... We can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles. One before using this knowledge capsule, and one after. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to monitor your various physical parameters. There may be variances in your physical strength between the 2 tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's abilities. But don't worry, I'll run statistical analyses afterward to mitigate any confounding effects.
Wow! Haytham! You must have been one of those guys at the academia who got top grades on every... Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students who needed canned knowledge to graduate from the academia, right?
Yo también me pregunto lo mismo.
Getting caught by the mantra for this
Yo también me pregunto lo mismo.
When you are unable to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to curiosity. This is but one theory.
Sounds like you're trying to avoid the question.
All right, let's begin the test. Just fight as you normally do.
Lucha como lo hace normalmente. ¿Y contra quién lucharé? Ah, contra esas cosas. Vale, solo utilizaré el personaje. Bueno, básicamente, si quieres pruebas, así, naturalmente así como yo lucho. A ver, vale, así como yo lucho naturalmente. Solamente utilizo el viajero. Ven, uno de mis personajes más fuertes es el viajero. Naturalmente con los demás personajes pude haber acabado rápido, pero mejor utilizo el viajero como parte de la historia. Ahí está. Y solamente utilizando el viajero, solamente utilizándolo.
All right. I'll link your Akasha terminal to record data. The next step is to use this knowledge capsule. Hold it in your hand. I'll help you establish a connection with it so you can...
Utilice conocimiento... Utilice conocimiento. Ok, dice que usar. Ok, ya está. Desapareció. Es como que si un estudio viera innumerables siluetas blandiendo espadas en combate y al siguiente desaparece entre lo exquisito de mi memoria.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Por un momento sentí algo. Mi memoria absorbió lo que sea que tuviera la cápsula de conocimiento.
You mean that it worked?
All right. Time for round 2. Fight with the same composure as before.
Ya era. Almacenar... Cápsula del tiempo. Pues ya era. Como se supondría. Cápsula del tiempo. ¿Qué fue eso? Ah, ¿qué fue eso? A ver. Ok, teniendo lento, será porque me están congelando. Mentiría si digo que me siento más fuerte, pero me siento igual. Ahora ha cambiado algo. Mentiría diciendo que me siento igual, pero que... Pero se siente igual todo. Como comento, mentiría si dijera que me siento más fuerte, pero me siento igual. O sea por medio de los tacos. Ok. A ver, por aquí.
Now, I'll start recording data again.
Oh, Haytham, how's it going?
Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve his combat capability. During the second fight, his overall fighting performance increased by 0.073%.
¿De verdad? Porque yo lo sentí igual. Prácticamente cero.
Dory's such a jerk!
Of course, this could be because he is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial increase. At the very least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two. Our deal seems increasingly worth my investment.
O sea que básicamente somos muy poderosos que ni siquiera ni el mismo conocimiento nos hace más fuerte. Irónico.
I'm heading back to Ikela Funduk. I await your response in 2 days' time. This is Mora for when you ask Dory for information. Pay her as much as she requests.
Ok, esperar 2 días.